Blue Orange Games! They have a title, and I want to tell you about it. New York, 1901. This is a 2 to 4 player game for ages 8 and up, and could take you anywhere from 30 to 60 minutes to play. Relive the dawn of modern New York City, the historic years that made it what it is today. Build bigger and higher skyscrapers on some of Lower Manhattan's most iconic streets. Rise one of the 4 legendary skyscrapers, the Park Row, the Singer, the Metropolitan Life, or the majestic Woolworth, and make one of them the crown jewel of your real estate empire. In New York, 1901, the players are building skyscrapers on a map of New York's financial district. Players take location cards from a cards display and then use 2 or 3 of those location cards to place Tetris-shaped building tiles on the board. They first build bronze-level buildings. Later in the game, those buildings can be replaced by silver-level and even gold-level buildings. New York City! That sounds really familiar to me. 1901! Wow! Wow, that really is a very historic time period in the creation of even today, more than 120 years later, more than it is still the way it was set up. Wow. So now, as far as the rules for this game, let's just look at that first. I've been reading about these rules and seeing what they have to say and what others have to say about it, and it really seems pretty much unanimous that these rules are overall, they're simple and they're very easy to both learn and teach. So that's a bonus. You'll love that when you have a new game. And but even though the rules are simple, there's a lot of talk about deep strategy in this game. The kind of game that, no matter how easy it is to learn, it's going to be that much more difficult on the flip side to master. So that's great. You don't want games that are too easy. I mean, easy to learn, yeah, but you don't want games that are too easy to play and win, because then you get bored with them. So that sounds pretty cool. The board, the cards, the art, the components, it all looks great to me. In fact, the art, let me just say this first. The art looks very architecturally correct. I'm not an architect, but I've lived in New York City my entire life, and I've seen the old turn of the century or turn of the pre-century buildings as long as I can remember. And the art depicting the buildings that I'm seeing in this game looks really accurate. It looks like they took time and wanted to make sure that things looked right. Now, the rest of the components in the board itself, the workers, the pieces, they look good. They're going to be sitting on the board. They're going to be getting your eyes' attention, keeping you concentrating on what's going on. I love good components because anything to look at when you're playing the game is always going to be a plus. Now, there's a few games out there that take place in or are based on New York, but there's not a lot. It's not flooding the board gaming market, that's for sure. So that's another thing that catches my attention. When I see that there's a game based on New York City, it does get me excited, and it makes me want to learn more about that game. So that's another reason why when I saw this, I started diving into it. Now, the way you win, from what I've been reading, seems rather simple, easy, kind of well-known, very easy mechanics. You're building on a point system, and those point systems seem to be based on the buildings that you're putting up, the size of the buildings, and the location of these buildings. So I can see that that's where a lot of the strategy is probably coming in, because you want to maximize the better streets with the better buildings, probably more than concentrating on shitty streets with really great buildings. This is probably a very fine middle ground there that you have to balance for the strategy of the game, I'm guessing. Nice. Overall, again, everything that I'm reading, everything that everyone is saying about this game, it seems like a really good, fun family game. Now, it does seem a little cutthroat, I've been reading, so be a little warned with your family going into that. But otherwise, yeah, this seems like a great, fun family game. But don't take my word on it. If anything I've said or anything you've seen here piqued your interest some more, then inform yourself Go out, get more information, and find out about Blue Orange Games, New York, 1901.